Hello and welcome back to your news outside Old Trafford. My name's Casey Evans and this is Stretford Paddock. I'm here to bring you all the latest Man United news that has been circulating around in the media. It's cold here, I'm cold, Skaman behind the camera's got his hands in his pockets, he's cold. And it's been a good week for Man United. We've gone back clear top of our Champions League group. We're 3 points clear now when we were in joint first place with Leipzig. We're now 3 points clear, and we're looking forward to the weekend, and we're looking forward to bringing back that winning brand of football back onto the domestic stage. So, as always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, make sure you stay tuned to Stretford Paddock, and let's just get into the news, which usually at this moment in time will revolve around your Jadon Sancho's, your Dayot Upamecano's, but there's been a bit of a weird curveball that Jay touched on earlier on in the week, and it's still being reported, and that is United are apparently interested in signing Christian Eriksen. Yes, the Christian Eriksen, who were linked with signing a few years ago, many years ago, even back when he was at Ajax for 9 million, we were linked with Christian Eriksen, but apparently he wants to make a return to English football, and that might be with Manchester United, or that might be with Arsenal. Now, he just signed for Inter Milan for around 17 million. Apparently, he would be available on a cut price, 12 million. This is according to Corriere dello Sport and also some English media outlets which are re-reporting it. What do I think? It's a load of rubbish. It's the basic way of saying that. You're going to keep hearing this. United are going to keep getting linked with every player under the sun. And we here at Stretford Paddock, we just report the news. We just tell you what we think about it. We see the headlines and we're like, well, this might have something in it, or it might not. And in this case, it definitely does not. Christian Eriksen, I don't think he'd fit the profile of United signing. I think he'd ask for too much wages. I think he wouldn't be he wouldn't want to be a rotation option. And when you have players like Bruno Fernandes and then someone like Donny van der Beek isn't getting in the team, adding Christian Eriksen into the mix is not going to improve things in terms of team cohesion or options off the bench. And also, in terms of around that position or strengthening the midfield, there's been some news here on Stretford Paddock. If you haven't seen it already, I do recommend you tune into it. The Tier 1 podcast yesterday, brilliantly hosted by Jay Motti and Ronaldo Brown, had Christian Falk on it. And Christian Falk had some interesting news about and quotes about Hakan Çalhanoğlu. I think I've said that right. We'll go with I have. The ex-Bayer Leverkusen midfielder, now at AC Milan, is a free agent in the summer. And apparently, talks are very, very far in regards to him coming to United on a free next summer. Now, I think you might ask, why would you sign him? You've just said we're quite full in that position. Why would you sign him? Why would you want him? I think United want him because he's free. That's a big bonus, isn't it? Oh yeah, we don't have to play a transfer fee. You've already seen us dip into the free market with Edison Cavani, but Hakan Çalhanoğlu offers quite a lot. I would say he's a free kick specialist, and in the past he has been a long shot specialist. I think there was one point in his career where he had the most free kicks scored in Europe in that calendar year, and it was ridiculous. I think it was up in double figures. He takes a lot of long shots. I'd liken him to a Luis Nani sort of player, in the fact that if he saw his keeper 2 yards off his line, that ball was not staying at his foot much longer at 40 yards. But he scores them, and he has scored some fantastic goals in his career. And I think that's what United are looking at. Looking at more set-piece specialists, looking at more crossing specialists. Obviously, with Rashford and Martial in the team, he can play out wide, he can play through the middle, but with Rashford and Martial in the team, you don't see much of a crossing, a winger sort of play style. They're very much forwards that come inside to try and score goals and do little interplay. You only saw during the week us start to cross the ball when Alex Telles came into the team. And of the 18 crosses we made in that match, 11 of them were Telles. 11. That's ridiculous. That's more than 50%. That's just relying too much on one player. And I think looking at someone like Hakan Çalhanoğlu with his versatility and also ability to put the ball in from set pieces, put the ball in out off the wing, I think with an option like Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who can cross the ball from the wing, he can cross the ball from set pieces, United are looking at different ways they can diversify their attack. And on a free, and probably with not that high a wage, he'd probably be a very good option indeed. Now, moving on to other stories, Marcus Rashford has been in the news again, positively, as usual, because it's Marcus Rashford. Can do no wrong. Marcus Rashford has been named on the 2020 Football Blacklist. An absolutely fantastic achievement for the young man. Football Blacklist is obviously an award that awards football players within the game for their achievements and for what they do to help bring up the prestige of the game, and also just in general being good people. And obviously Marcus Rashford has got that for his work in child poverty, in trying to feed, in homelessness. He did. People seem to forget this. Marcus Rashford, before he was doing child poverty, he was trying to crack down on homelessness. He honestly, he cares so much about the city he lives in and everyone at large. He obviously wants to see people be doing better than themselves. Doesn't want to see kids going hungry. Doesn't want to see anyone going hungry. Honestly, fantastic man, and we here at Stretford Paddock support him wholeheartedly in all of his endeavours. But yeah, he's been named on the Football Blacklist for 2020. The BBC have commissioned a documentary on him, on how he's trying to fight homelessness and also child poverty. And according to reports in the MEM, he is going to be given a citizenship award for the city, which is fantastic. So we congratulations, Marcus, from us here at Stretford Paddock. Moving on to just a last story, and that is coming out from David Ornstein. David Ornstein does a podcast along with The Athletic and Tifo, and he says there's a good chance that Manchester United do make an appointment of sorts in regards to the director of football role. However, he doesn't think it's going to be a traditional director of football in the way we've come to know the role. That's such a weird statement, and I don't know what he's trying to say in that sort of sense. In the sense of, yes, we've been linked with loads of directors of football, but what does he mean by he's not going to be traditional? I don't like that when people say, I don't think it's going to be traditional in regards to United. It's like if we went, we're going to sign a manager and he's not going to be a traditional manager. He's going to be, he's just going to stand there and, he's going to take the odd training session. But the team selection is going to be, this dude here. Okay, right. So basically what we're trying to say is we're going to get a director of football, but he's probably not going to have all the powers of a usual director of football. And that's very stupid. Honestly, if you're going to get someone in, you're never going to go to someone, I want you to be a director of football at a club, but you're not going to have your normal role. But he's going to be like, well, I'm just going to stay where I am now because I can just do what I want. I can go, all right, I can have full control of my job. I can scout all the players in the world and go, I think you should sign him. And I know that the club will be like, I appreciate your opinion, and I'll sign him. Whereas at United, it'll be like, could you find someone who has a bigger name, maybe? Or can you sign someone who sells more shirts, or someone who maybe costs a bit less? The fact is the most successful directors of football are at clubs that you see are backing their strategy and are backing they work well with the manager to back the strategy. And I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would relish the chance of having a director of football. I think he'd relish having someone who he can talk to about his plans and could get across his ideals and who he wants to sign, because he obviously has a very clear idea who he wanted to sign. We saw in the summer he had a list of targets, of which none of them were met. But going forward, I think that's what United want to do. They want to get someone in to do that director of football role, but hopefully it'll be someone who can actually do his job and it's not just one of these appointments to appease the fans. Well, that's it for the news here at Old Trafford. On the sad piece of news, we'd like to offer our condolences to everyone. Obviously, Maradona, the news came out he died last night, and we'd like to offer our condolences to his family and all that sort of thing. A fantastic player throughout his career, and obviously has left his mark on the game forever. So yeah, we'd love to offer our condolences in that sort of fact. But again, this has been your news at Old Trafford, and on that somber note, I'd like to say see you next time.
Head over to stretfordpaddock.bigcartel.com and check out the Paddock merch, and for a short time you can get 20% off orders with 2 items or more using the code PADDOCK20. Go get on it.